You're in your 20s or 30s and you just feel like you have no idea where you're headed in life, that you're directionless and that you haven't achieved as much as everyone else around you up to this point, then this video is for you. When I turned 30, I was so directionless. I had a ton of debt. I was just diagnosed with ADHD and depression. I had a job that didn't require my overpriced degree, and I just had no direction in life. And looking around, I just couldn't help shake that feeling that everyone else around me was achieving so much more than me, that they were so much happier, and it was just an unavoidable thing every time I opened up my cell phone. I'd been so accustomed to having a syllabus for life, going about grade by grade by grade, knowing exactly what I had to do and check off the boxes, and then when I graduated, I just did not have that syllabus anymore. I was panicking, I freaked out, and I let most of my 20s just slip away from me. I really just didn't like myself, and I didn't think that my life was just kind of getting any better from here. And I was really embarrassed about it. I had such high anxiety just looking around and thinking that my life was never going to be like all the other peers around me that have achieved so much more than I had to that point. If you're watching this, you probably feel the same way as I did. It's such a shitty feeling, and it's something that you just feel like you cannot escape every time you open up your phone. You just can't help but compare yourself to everyone else out there. I remember every time I saw someone on TV that looked like they had achieved something huge, I would immediately look them up on Google just to see how old they were and just compare myself to them in terms of what they had accomplished to that point versus what I had accomplished. It's that kind of toxic behavior where you don't consider their background, what hand they were dealt in life, what advantages they had that you didn't, and so on and so forth. It's easy to do, but it's just so not helpful. The real deal is no one in life has it figured out. No matter what you see online, no matter those pictures on Instagram that make it seem like their life is elevated and that they're doing all this great stuff, they're still struggling just as much as you are. Sometimes maybe even more. We're really just all making it up as we go. And if you spent your 20s or even your 30s just looking back feeling like you wasted your life, that you have achieved nothing, that you haven't saved any money, then it's okay. Like you will be okay. We've been fed this narrative by society that we have to follow this very specific formula. You get a degree, you work up the corporate ladder, you get married, hopefully you can afford to buy a home, and you save up for retirement if you even get there. And by the time we get to 30, a lot of us haven't achieved some of those things, not even one of those things. And we look around, we open up our cell phones, and we just see everyone else around us living that life that they've checked off those boxes. And it just makes us feel like absolute shit. Societal standards from back when our parents were our age are just so vastly different. The landscape is night and day. Back then, the narrative was just more straightforward with milestones like home ownership and get a family and have a long-lasting career. And all these things just seemed like a achievable thing for the average person. But today, those same milestones just don't have the same level of achievability anymore. The cost of living has skyrocketed. After rent, I feel like I have nothing left, and owning a home in Southern California just doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen. And yet we're still expected to achieve the same milestones at those ages as if it was just as easy for us as it was for them. And comparing yourself to having the same progress as our parents is just a losing battle. It's something that is just plagued me and so many other people, and feeling depressed and worthless and feeling like they haven't achieved anything. We're in the age where the gig economy is now replacing traditional office jobs, and inflation is just higher than ever. And it's so essential to realize that, and that the yardstick cannot be measured in the same time frame anymore. Now, as a guy in his mid-30s with a 9-to-5 and no children, and just now stepping out into the world of YouTube content creation, my experiences and my life perspective has just changed dramatically. There are 70-year-olds out there that are just now finding out what they love doing. And there are 10-year-olds that are making more money per hour than I do all year. And it infuriates me, but it's true. I used to think way too much about what other people thought of me, to the point where I would make my decisions based on how people would perceive me. And a lot of those decisions were decisions that I wasn't happy with, things that didn't make me happy and didn't give me the chance to live out the life that I truly wanted. I want to pursue certain passions because I thought that if I put it out there that people would make fun of me. And like I said, I'm just now starting YouTube in my 30s, and there was a time in my 20s where I was working for my friend's channel and he had millions of subscribers, and I never started my own because I thought that I would fail and I thought that people would make fun of me. And here I am 10 years later making up for all that lost time. Now, as I'm navigating my 30s and just realizing that the only thing I could really do is just work with what I have now and focus on where I'm at right now, not dwell on the past, not think about I should have did this, I should have did that, but really just understand that I'm still very young and that I have my whole life ahead of me. And if I achieve everything I want in the next 10 years, I'm still really young in that I have such a long life left to live, and you do as well. I remember my mom telling me that as you get older and older that you will start to care less about what people think of you, and that was like the best alpha I ever received. That's so true. When I got older and I finally got the courage to start a YouTube channel and put myself out there and be vulnerable and not care about negative reactions I received, it was only then when I was able to experiment and actually start to pursue things that truly fulfilled me, even though it didn't kind of, I guess, mesh with societal expectations and standards. I had always put age at such a high pedestal with my decision making, and it often came with my demise. I would think that if I hadn't done something by a certain age, that it would just disqualify me from doing it because I'd be perceived as someone that is doing it too late for society to accept. And it's such a flawed way of thinking. I honestly admire people that are twice my age that are still pursuing their bachelor's or anything like that and not letting just judgment of people thinking that, why are they old in class? It's just, no, like you guys are killing it. That's awesome. If you're watching this and you're genuinely thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, Blake, I have done nothing, I don't know what to do, I'm telling you to just take a step, take any step. If I hadn't taken the leap to turn on my camera and know that I'm going to suck and still film anyway and put it out there and just hope that I get better over time, then I wouldn't be here this far in my journey. The key is to just remain curious and try different things, but just being proactive and just at least try something. Don't sit around and wait for something to just fall in your lap, because it's more than likely never going to. That notion that life successes are confined to your 20s and 30s is just a myth. That's all it is. It's not true. You're going to be so much happier when you realize that life is just not a race and that you just do not have to achieve certain things at a certain age to feel like you are doing something right in life. It's such a deeply human experience to feel this way and to feel down on yourself, and just know that what you see online is just, it's probably not true. Rather than dwell on my missed opportunities in my past and not going for things and not anchoring future decisions on all of these unrealistic expectations, I now just stay still in the moment, reflect on what I can achieve still, know that I am still young, and just be grateful for the opportunity to pursue things and still find that life that I am deserving of living. This is the exact shift in perspective that I hope that you can get to, and hope that this video helps you get there. Now, having this timeline is going to alleviate so much stress, and it's just going to make your decision making just a lot easier. This will just allow for a more genuine progression in life where you are not tethered to these timelines that they just have no weight anymore. Seriously, if you're watching this and you are in your 70s, you can still find passions in life. My dad just found a passion for artwork and he's pursuing that now. I really truly hope that you got something out of this video. You just feel a little less stressed in knowing that you have to be somewhere at a certain point in life, because it's not a thing anymore, guys. Seriously, do the best you can. If you are in your 20s and 30s and you are a homeowner, like, you're an outlier. You're not a normal person anymore. You are doing something really right. Spend a little less time on social media. Just know that what people are portraying most times is just fabricated, and that you don't need to put them on a pedestal. Just do the best with what you got. Work with where you are now. Don't play victim. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to continue to work hard on this channel and pursue things, and not let the fact that I didn't get to where I want it to be in my 30s allow for me to slip away and get to 40 and being just at the same place. I'm just going to continue to chip away and just know that, hey, I didn't get there now, but I will get there, and so will you guys. Thank you guys for watching and giving this video a like, and I hope that you guys share in the comments your experience with this, and just that we could all just talk about this more, because this is honestly my favorite subject to talk about. And with that, I'll leave you in the next video. Later.